all good.
That's all. Engineer. Great.
Meeting come to order, please. Round of pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
You wouldn't? Oh,
Trustee, door open? Is it open? Yeah, it's very warm.
Trustee Svada?
Here.
Trustee Masterson? Here. Trustee Kumjian?
Here.
Trustee Haber?
Here.
Trustee Gratiter?
Here.
Trustee Chamberlain?
Here.
And Mayor Cap.
We're good to go. I have a motion for approval of minutes of the Board of Trustees of September 21st.
So moved.
Second. Additions and corrections.
A couple of little ones. I mean, nothing major, but
Just all meant to tell us what they are.
on page 3, the last paragraph before the single sentence, the second line,
Hey,
paid, yeah.
caught that.
We want paid. And then on the last page, an adjournment, the meeting was adjourned at PM. And then the next regular Board of Trustees meeting will be held on October 5th at 8:32 PM.
Oops, that was typo, I'm sorry.
Those were all I had.
I didn't get a chance to look at these.
They were little
before.
ones.
Yeah.
They were passed out. The meeting was adjourned at what time that they adjourned?
Probably, what,
That was probably 8:32.
yeah, that was probably 8:32.
8:32.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what happened, was
That's
the
correct.
8:32 moved.
Okay.
Anyone else?
I have one. On page 4, there's just some quotes that are missing. On the last line of the second paragraph.
Page 4,
Uh-huh.
last line of the second no, page 4 is the last page, Cheryl.
Well, I printed.
You have it on double sided or?
Okay, I'll tell you what. In the section, first item in old business,
Okay.
Okay,
second the first 2 paragraphs start out Trustee Chamberlain. I must
Right.
had a lot to say on that one. At the
So is the third one.
all 3 did.
at the last line of the second sentence where it says related devices,
Uh-huh,
there should be a quote after devices.
I got it. Okay.
It's a close
Okay.
quote.
Anyone else? Other than that, for a short meeting, it's pretty good minutes. Okay. All in favor of approving the minutes as corrected?
I,
Patrick?
We've completed our paving project for this year. There's just restoration and punch list. That's our Woodland Lane North, Kelvin Farner, Strenger patching work. I did want to pass along to the board that the county has set the date for the Deerfield Road closure as part of the bike path construction that they're doing out there. They've now scheduled October 19th through the 22nd for a complete closure of Deerfield Road at the bridge. They'll sign a detour around Milwaukee, Lake Cook Road, and Saunders Road. But it will be a bit of pandemonium out there as drivers figure that out.
what's the date?
October 19th through the 22nd.
Question. Emergency vehicles, you're going to accommodate for them.
We have looped back with the engineer on site and the contractor to make sure that even they'll close the bridge with barricades, but they'll maintain a corridor free from equipment and storage so that an emergency vehicle that needs to get across passages still there.
Thank you.
And what are we doing to notify people other than the obvious very large sign on Deerfield Road?
We have, Trustee Spadik suggested way back at the beginning of this one that I put together a group. I get an email once a week from the resident engineer with his prognosis for the next week. I forward that on to a large group now that includes FedLife was interested, the traffic, I can't remember what they're called, I haven't,
TMA.
the TMA,
Oh, sure.
both school districts, everybody that we could think of to keep apprised of this. I actually got a call today from the Pace Bus folks wanting to make sure that they had clarity on it as well. So the word seems to be out there.
We might want to do it and notify all the residents by phone with our phone system as well. This is just a reminder.
The police department will do that.
And that's all that I have.
Thank you. Russ isn't here. Village attorney.
Well, I was asked to talk about water. So we passed out a map which we meant to bring a more recent map, but this is the map we have, so you found a more recent map.
That's the same thing.
Well, it's almost the same. Looks like this. We just-
I just walked by and handed it to him.
Just put it on your desk.
I know, I'm looking.
No, it's possible that the failed to hand you one because we got chat.
Got it. Thank you.
Excuse me, Bill. Why is the fan on so high?
Ben's on so high because it was extremely warm when we walked in here.
Okay.
And we
Can
want
we
to
get
put
lower
lower.
just a little bit now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ben.
Makes it hard to hear.
Mr. White, underneath the big one. That one, that's it.
Yeah, especially I don't have the loudest voice.
Thank you.
What'd you say?
So we have figured out that if we include the village parcels, the village hall and what we own across the street, I think we can link this whole area into one special service area. I don't think we need two areas. And in a later revision of this map, I think we figured one or two properties already had water that we, mistakenly included. I think the
The
final.
map is not 100% correct.
Right,
But it's close enough.
this is, the total was about 131 properties,
Right.
and
Sure.
according to the sort of more recent estimate of cost, we're talking about 16,600 lineal feet of water main, roughly $200 a foot when all costs are considered, hard and soft costs, gets to a project cost of about $3.3 million. Well, yes, I guess if you divided it by the number of properties, it's approximately $25,000 a property. I don't know if we excluded the village hall part. I think,
Yes, I
yeah,
did.
we did, okay. It's, in rough numbers, it's around $25,000 a parcel. That estimate is, Pat, maybe you can speak to how you came up with the estimate of $200 a foot.
Yeah, we haven't really built much water main here in the last several years, with the exception of the piece along Saunders Road, which wasn't really representative of what this project would be, but our firm did do very similar work. They're replacing water main over in Bannockburn right now, existing residential areas, directional drill work. So I had stuff from this year and last year that we could look at that was bid in the region. And what we're seeing, of course, is not surprising that these underground firms are desperate for work, and there's a great deal of sharpening of the pencil going on for doing this work. So we actually, based on recently bid projects, actually dialed back slightly the estimate for doing this work. It's no guarantee that by the time a project actually got put together here that we'd still be in the same bidding climate, but that is the climate that we're in right now.
So we have an idea of cost. One decision is, do we want to go forward with the project assuming that we could form a special service area, and assuming that the special service area would, for most intents and purposes, be based on a flat assessment, although I think there might be some variations in that. One example that someone sent me, who's done one of these deals, one of the bond counsel I've talked to and one of the underwriters, they did this deal in North Barrington where most of the annual assessment was flat, but a component of it was based on water consumption. And when they structured it that way, they felt that the amount of the tax was more rationally related to the benefit than just a purely flat tax. As you've always heard me say, exactly